Your thoughts on Callum Hudson-Odoi? I know he did have an injury, but do we loan him out? We need to remember he's only 21. It's his 5th season in the Chelsea first team. Should we loan him out if we're not going to guarantee him minutes, knowing that, Dembele is going to come and we've only got 2, positions where he fits in?
Yeah, you know what, Mohammed, this is I don't know how I feel about this particular player. And the way I want to go about it is I want to speak from the heart. I don't want to overthink about it too much. And some people may not like this, some people may like this, but it's coming from my heart. I think this player has got ability. He's got some astute abilities. He's a talented player, but for some reason, it hasn't been unlocked for whether it's the way we play. He's been thrown around in the wing backs, and of course, the injuries have hampered him a lot. And now this season, I think it was from around February, if I'm right, he hasn't played, Mohammed. Since February till the end of the season, he didn't play because he's been injured. So that's another monumental injury that he's got, and I think it's the flare-up from that Achilles injury that he first had. I just feel like we've seen moments, spurs, do you know what I mean? We've seen some little bits and pieces where he's been great, but we've not seen the consistency. We've not really seen him absolutely take off and develop. Now, whether some people may say, but Miz, he hasn't had consistent time in the team. He's been playing as a right wing back sometimes. It's not really always played his position. I just feel like this guy, he may just need to move out of Chelsea and just have a stress-less season somewhere in Bundesliga where he can really showcase his talent. There is a lot of space. The one thing that I want him to do is become really take on player 1v1. I want him to, as a winger, one of the things that the reason why we're linked with Dembele is he's electric. He will take players on and he will hustle the opposition defenders. He will make them panic. This is what I want to see from Callum Hudson-Odoi. As a youngster, he was doing that before he got injured. So, my man, to cut the long story short, I suppose, I don't want him to be sold as yet. And I don't think Chelsea are thinking about selling him. I think a loan move will be perfect for him. I just can't picture next season, if he sticks around at Chelsea, he ain't going to be the main man. He needs minutes. So, from that perspective, loan would be perfect.
That is exactly my concern, because if I look at the timeline from August all the way to February until he actually got injured and he officially wasn't playing because he was injured rather than Tuchel putting him out of the squad or giving other players a chance. He's played significantly less amount of games compared to someone like Pulisic, someone like Ziyech, someone like Werner, who are playing in similar positions, and then Tuchel trying him out at right wing back as well. Fair enough, because we've been unlucky in those positions with James being injured at times and some of our defenders being injured and having to play people out of position. With Callum, I think because there's not a lot of time that's guaranteed and he's so young, we can afford to loan him out. And would you say which team or which league would be the best suitable for him to be loaned out and to gain that experience? Someone like players like Gallagher have done, Gilmore have done, and they've done quite well in their respective clubs. Gallagher being the PFA young player nominated. Of course, he didn't win, but he was nominated as the young player of the season, which is a big feat at Crystal Palace.
Look, man, it's a good point. I haven't really thought about the Premier League if that loan is going to be suitable for him. I think he just needs that limelight away from England. I think he just needs to get away from here. That's why I'm starting to think, Bundesliga, as I've mentioned previously as well. Any team, if I'm being honest, Borussia Dortmund, Red Bull Leipzig, Mönchengladbach, Bayer Leverkusen, any of those teams, he just to take the focus away so that people don't worry and write articles and scrutinize him. Go out there, enjoy your football, and just be free. Be free, man. And you know what? We keep talking about he's young. He is young, but I think he's turning 22 at the end of this year. So, he's getting into the trap. I remember this with Theo Walcott. He's young. He's going to burst into the scene very, very soon. And before you knew it, Theo Walcott was like 31, 32. And people just realize that, wow, his career just went by. He could have been something incredible. Similarly with Callum Hudson-Odoi, we may say that he's young and whatnot. Sure, he is still, but time flies, man. He needs to do the right thing for his career. He needs to do the right thing for, for himself. I think best option, Bundesliga, where they do play a lot more attacking football, and I think that's where he needs to start improving. Yeah, he can put in those key crosses every now and then. He's a creative winger, which is fantastic, much like Dembele. But you need him to create more and more and more. And as I said, find that burst of pace again. The thing that was really doing for him earlier on in his career. Find that rhythm again, and really go out there and absolutely annihilate the Bundesliga. Put out some stats. Like, I want to see him get 15, 20 assists. Do you know what I mean? And then come back to Chelsea with that high confidence and demand a position. So that would be the ideal scenario for me.
I think if I had to just add in one thing on your statement, would be just to say, if he goes out to the Bundesliga and if he goes out of the limelight of the Premier League and he gains that confidence, I think it's a similar situation with Pulisic being so good after that COVID, outbreak that we saw. And then those injuries hit and we never saw that Pulisic again. We never saw the same one. And it's either because this injury's held him back and it's kind of, given him a loss in confidence, which he just needs to gain. He just needs, to get some minutes under his belt, even if he's not performing, still, start the next game, get his confidence up and slowly build up to that level.